Yeah.
Let's talk then about streaming this week. We've got a couple that have come out. One of which we haven't been able to watch. I asked, I begged, I was told specifically we're not screening it and we're not sending out any links. And then you realise it's a movie that stars Ryan Reynolds and is written and is directed by Michael Bay, so that makes sense. But we'll get to that in a moment. First, there is a documentary on Netflix from Saturday the 7th, Hail Satan.
I thought, actually, as you were leading in, I thought you were talking about this one.
Hail Satan, which I have seen, is a pretty good documentary exploring what the Church of Satanism actually is in the modern day.
I'm quite interested in this.
Yeah.
That'd be quite, fascinating.
A lot of subversion, like, for instance, a moment like we're about to play in which, talking heads, we simply intercut between talking heads, just talking about what brought them into this church.
Because I don't like to be involved in groups.
I'm not a very social person. Most of my interactions are online.
It wasn't until I took that step to try to meet these people, that's where it really all came together. And I was terrified that I was just going to meet a bunch of people that were like, all right, so we're going to meet up at the church, we'll hand out spray paint cans, and we'll kick over some graves. And everyone was amazing.
Like I said, there's an expectation. Like the guy in the clip says, I just expected them to turn up, they're going to give me some spray cans and kick over some graves. Nah, they just turned out to be really nice people. And yes, it is a subversion of that idea that just because it is the Church of Satanism, it's still a church.
Yeah.
It still is an organised religion in that sense. Very good documentary, worth checking out, because none of us really know this subject the way
I think
you
do
would
you know
expect.
what? Also, Netflix does documentaries really, really well.
This was a festival darling as well. It went down quite well at festivals.
Good, that's good to hear. So is it actually a Netflix doc?
No, it's one that they have purchased the distribution rights
but
for.
even then, they make clever purchases of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And whether or not this was this is one that's already out at the moment, but whether or not it was one that they had was Bikram, the Bikram yoga controversy. So if you need to go somewhere for documentaries, Netflix is the right way to do it. Now let's talk very, very briefly about Six Underground,
which I can't wait for. This is the new Michael Bay movie. Netflix just chucked a couple $100 million at Michael Bay and said, do me a favour, go and make a Michael Bay movie. And according to Ryan Reynolds, he has made the most Michael Bay-ish Michael Bay movie that Michael Bay could ever make. It is pure Bayham. It is Ryan Reynolds leading a team that includes, who's the guy from EastEnders and Bohemian Rhapsody who played Roger in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh yeah,
you know the one I mean.
In it?
He's in it.
He was also in X-Men as like some winged character in there.
Angel, yeah.
Okay, fine.
And she's one of the original X-Men as well.
You know that ain't my bag.
Anyway, they are a group of mercenaries who fake their own deaths in order to go into business for themselves and hunt the worst of the worst.
These people were declared dead.
None of us will be remembered. What's about to happen will.
Good things when you raise the bad ones, right?
Who the hell are you?
We're no one.
If they exist, they can be made not.
Bobby, they have fighter jets! You see that? Yes! You see that? Sorry for yelling.
Michael Bay, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, if you are a Michael Bay fan, that probably is one for you. That is out on Netflix from next Friday.
The 13th.
Yeah, there we go.
Isn't that the day of the election as well?
It's the 12th.
It's the 12th.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to have an election on Friday the 13th.
If you need to recuperate and recover, then you probably want to do it with a bit of Michael Bay mindlessness.
So we'll detonate the country and then detonate Netflix the following day.
100%.